What's going on, guys? Dane here, and today we are in my buddy Jay's tank. And by tank, I mean 2014 Dodge Charger. There's a couple reasons we're in a Dodge Charger right now. One, because Jay was cool enough to let me come up to his work, and I told him to give me his keys, and he did. But secondly, there's just a crazy cult following for these things. I mean, it's, you know, kind of Mustang-y, but it's different because, you know, you have the Mustang versus Camaro feud that it's gone on forever, but then Dodge just kind of does their own thing. They don't, you know, try and compete with the other two. I mean, even though they're compared to the other two a lot, I don't think that's Dodge's market. But what I do know is that anybody that owns a Dodge is very, very protective of their Dodge. So I guess what I'm trying to do today is, you know, see what the deal is. So the only other Dodge I've really driven was my buddy Zach's Challenger, and I really, really fell in love with that car. So I wonder if the Charger, the older generation, is going to still have the same effect on me. So far, I like it. The first things first, the way this car looks, it's just, it looks really good, you know. I mean, I know it's a couple years old now, but I don't think it's lost its big, grumpy charm. You know, I mean, it's still huge. You still have that big rectangle taillight, which I freaking love. And then Jay's just kind of done the right things to this car so far. He's got a little muffler delete on it, so it makes a good noise. Yeah, actually makes a really good noise. You know, moving on to the interior of this car, it's nice, man. I mean, there's a couple little reminders here and there that, you know, it's a little bit old Dodge. But for the most part, it's really, really nice. I mean, steering wheel feels good. Everything that you put your elbows on is soft and nice. I mean, the steering wheel is not bad. It's a big, big, big steering wheel, which, you know, is appropriate because this is a huge car. You know, one thing I've always really digged about Dodges is their gauges. I mean, they've always been really good about having, especially the, you know, some of the newer ones, having just really cool gauges and really cool fonts. And I love how these, you know, arrows are actually arrows. And I don't know, Dodges have just always had really cool interiors. And you know, I mean, obviously this interior is not super cool just because it's so big, and, you know, this is a cheaper car, but you know, it looks nice in here. I like it. Now, one thing that is kind of bad about this car, let me see if I can show you it, is when you're braking, I don't know if it's these wheels or the car, but the steering wheel just shakes like crazy. I probably shouldn't do that. I'll have to ask him about it and see what's up with that. It's the Achilles heel of this car. Yeah, that's the handling. I mean, I know it's gonna get me around this corner, but that's because I've done it before, not because I trust the car. So, man, cornering, you can definitely tell, is just one of this car's shortfalls. It's not bad, but it's not what I would want. And that being said, I'm looking for a sports car, and I know this isn't it. This is a big sedan, but it doesn't handle great. It's not bad, but it just, you know, it's got a lot of body roll to it. I mean, obviously you could do things to change that, but I'm just coming from a standard car standpoint. But the handling of this car leaves a lot to be desired. Let's put her through a corner at speed and see how she does. You know, it holds. I mean, I think part of the feeling that I have, I guess the trustworthiness that I don't have when this car corners, is the seats. Because even though I guess the car is getting around the corners plenty fine, these seats are so flat, they don't hold you in, that I'm holding on to the steering wheel. And that's my only source of, you know, sturdiness, you know, as I'm going around a corner. So I would like some heavier bolstered seats, but again, gotta take a step back. That's not what this car's for. What's funny is, if you guys were to know Jay, you know the whole thing where people sometimes look like their cars and they just look like they belong with that car? That is Jay. Jay belongs in this car. This is just Jay in a J-mobile. And even though, sorry, and even though it's just a V6 car, you would think it's a Murcielago. The way he drives this thing is ridiculous. He drives this car so fast. We did the Galveston car cruise, which you don't know what it is, basically it's a big, huge, massive cluster of cars driving from pretty much Houston down to the beach in Galveston. And I think Jay was the fastest one there, just because of the way he drove his car. I think his throttle when he's in it is just a switch. It's just either he's off of it or he's... It does make a good noise, this car, I gotta give it that. So I mean, final thoughts, makes a good noise, looks really good. Stupid, and when I say stupid, I mean stupid comfortable in here. You know, if you're brave enough, you can probably put it around a corner. I just don't think I'm that brave. But yeah, it's just a good car. I like it. So, except for that steering wheel, look. I don't know what that is, but that's probably not good. So, anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this short little review video, and thank you to Jay for letting me drive his Supabee. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.